225? All right, let's go to 226. I gave you the preamble already, so who would like to speak? Her Excellency Deep Coming Soul, His Excellency Michael, Her Excellency Gina, His Excellency Yves Fortier had his hand first, and then Her Excellency Cecilia. Did I miss anyone? Her Excellency Sally Wong? Okay, so in that order.
So in this decree, you see the great attention, love, and care, as Her Majesty has shown in the previous decree, for the most vulnerable of our community, the most vulnerable being children, ancestors, and those with impairments, adults with impairments. And to protect them from ill-intentioned, low-energy predators who would want to harm, rob, take advantage of these people for personal gratification or for profit. And if we understand I believe that was very strategic to incapacitate ancestors, or to separate them off from the family, because they carry a wisdom that they do not want passed on to the next generations. If you can cut off that wisdom from being passed on, cut off history where lessons were learned, then you can more easily program the next generation that's coming up.
Correct.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
You're welcome. Excuse me. Next, Your Excellency Darlene, who is next?
His Excellency Michael Hawkins.
Okay, His Excellency Michael Hawkins.
Thank you, Your Majesty. And I would just like to add to Her Excellency Deep Calming Soul that we witnessed them go after our senior ancestors and our VIPs of all VIPs, in which both these royal decrees protect, and to incapacitate our loved ones and our wisest senior ancestors through the use of remdesivir and putting them on artificial processes in these hospitals was wrong. It was plain wrong. And I thank you for this royal decree, Your Majesty. I would like to remind we the people that violators of this royal decree shall be charged with murder, crimes against Homo sapiens, economic sabotage, bioterrorism, domestic terrorism, treason, and high treason. And this royal decree was effective immediately when it was issued by Her Royal Majesty June 7, 2024. And thank you, Your Royal Majesty, Queen Romana Didulo I, for protecting and restoring dignity, respect, honor, all rights and privileges to we the people of the Kingdom of Canada and across the world, who will receive the very best well care available. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Yes, also, I would like to touch on several situations where not all lawyers, but those who had access to families with wealth and were given special powers of attorney, and they didn't have to be attorneys, in fact, but also parasitic members of families who would intentionally harm the ancestor so that their inheritance could be sped up, and they would declare the ancestor unable to care and manage his or her financial affairs, and thus requiring special power of attorney, or require writing a personal will, whereby it was all of a sudden, depending on who was the executor of the will, in collaboration with parasitic bottom feeder family members. As I said, not all, but I've seen cases where the ancestors, and I've heard many, where the ancestors was drugged up in collaboration with those who were in the service or in the business of providing care, and the families literally just deposited the ancestor into that care home, and after the ancestor signed, of course, under duress because she was drugged up, she was made to sign and altered the will, her personal will, which transferred her assets and her wealth to one particular daughter, and basically removing all the other children from the will. So this also touches on that circumstance where we have to be very mindful as to what has been done to our ancestors and ensure that they are protected. I said, unfortunately, certain family members, not all, as I said, but there are certain family members who would go after the money. And if the ancestor was in a coma, they are the first one to pull the plug. So we have to make sure that the people are aware of that, and eventually get rid of this industry, because it has not only harmed the ancestors in terms of the care they're receiving, but financially abused. And as I said, unfortunately, sometimes, not often, but sometimes it's the family, the blood member of the family that does the abuse financially or sometimes physically. Your Excellency?
Her Excellency Cecilia, and then it'll be Her Excellency
Gina.
Lee.
Okay.
Thank you. I just wanted to add that we have been conditioned for many years that seniors should go into a senior home. It is not encouraged for we to keep our seniors at home so we can learn from their experiences in life. And as well, people with disabilities, children and adults, also are recommended to go into a home of some sort with very impersonal care. And I see this royal decree will help with that situation and encourage we the people to see our seniors and people with special needs as special, that they need care and they need to be involved with the family. Thank you.
Mhm. Next, Her Excellency Gina Lee.
Thank you, Your Majesty. When I think of this royal decree, I think of what happened to our seniors, our ancestors that were in nursing homes during COVID-19, and how the abuse of being stripped from their families under the guise of a false COVID was perpetuated. And it left them extremely vulnerable, scared, and it was incredibly unfortunate. And it was a very heavy lesson for the rest of us. And this royal decree really gives the power and the peace of mind to those ancestors that are currently in that situation, that will have their own numbers, their own 24/7 hotline, and to be able to access that support if they need it. And Her Royal Majesty had mentioned something specific that actually came something to mind for me, is on personally having experienced this for my ancestor who had been on hospice care. and hospice care came in, and they demanded that this ancestor of mine take medicine. And it was strongly argued from another family member that it would not happen, and to where they tried to intimidate with police to enforce this. And because a family member held their ground against other family member, they were able to prevent this medicine being imposed upon our ancestor. And it actually saved their life because it was found out to be equivalent to rat poison.
Aye.
And it was very fortunate that that family member held their ground. In the end, that other side of the family was able to access the ancestor and place them into a home. That home, after a fall, sent them to a hospital where that family member had left them in that hospital for a month, where they ended up with an infection and couldn't fight it anymore. So it's very real what Her Royal Majesty has just said. And if this ancestor had access to a phone like that, these are lessons learned for many of us. And this royal decree is such a blessing. And I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I believe Her Excellency Sally Wong has her hand up.
All right, Her Excellency Sally Wong
Thank you, Your
and His Excellency Fortier.
Thank you, Your
Sorry, go ahead.
Excellencies and Your Royal Majesty. Thank you that you are caring for and protecting the ancestors. You've even assigned and appointed a minister of seniors. And as well, I don't think I'm that ancient, but yes, I am an ancestor. But moving forward, it's nice to know that our Royal Majesty is on the senior side, our side. And yeah, that rat poison, that's for the heart. That's what, to add to what Her Excellency Gina spoke about, that rat poison. And the other thing that I just wanted to speak about this, it escapes me now. Oh, it's the stuff of Agatha Christie movies. This, the relatives interfering with the will. It's real.
It is.
Thank you, Your Royal Majesty.
You're welcome. All right, His
Okay.
Excellency Fortier.
Okay, thank you, Your Majesty. I'm living in a home for ancestors, and it's one of the best. But I can see problems like solitude. Even if there is a lot of activities here. I can't wait. Imagine a village where the families are still together and they know about the neighborhood, and the children can have chats with the ancestors, and animals too, playing with the ancestors in the village. So we need to come back to a way of living more natural with our family. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. All right. Anyone else, or should we go to the last one? Oh, no.
Maria Magdalena.
Her Excellency Maria Magdalena. Yes.
Maria Magdalena. One moment. One moment, please.
Where is she? Okay.
Okay. This decree gives senior citizens the best possible protection and security, because when a senior can no longer live alone, moving into a care home is a big step and is associated with various fears.
Correct.
This decree is a great help for our ancestors. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And with the med beds, you know, we may not even worry about the ancestors once the med beds are made mainstream and is being used by all Kingdom of Canada nationals. Yes? Her Excellency Deborah Gregg. Okay, go ahead.
Might have to mute yourself.
You'll have to unmute yourself, Your Excellency Deborah. Okay.
Not unmuting for myself.
You'll have to unmute yourself, Your Excellency. It's not unmuting from the side. Can you try again and see? There you are. Good. Good. Okay. Go ahead, Your Excellency. Go ahead. Your Excellency Deborah Gregg, go ahead. Okay. Does anyone see?
Your Excellency Deborah Faye Gray, go ahead.
Might be a delay in transmission. Okay. So we will, what's the word? Circle back? I have to add humor into this whole thing. Okay, Her Excellency Deborah, were you able to unmute yourself?
She's muted right now, so seems to be a huge barrier. She's unmuted.
Okay, go ahead. No, she may have to log out and back in again. Okay, so we will circle around, but we will go to 227. Okay, until Her Excellency Deborah, if you can perhaps log off and then come back just to try and eliminate that transmission distortion there. Okay, now we can.
Can
All
you
right,
hear me?
go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
I just wanted to say that I'll be looking forward to the med beds, but I also appreciate that the Ministry of and that the third party evaluations for accountability is a very, very all of this.
Yes, definitely. I think the real issue we had from the previous system was that no one was being held accountable for failure to provide service, failure to protect the people, failure to safeguard our children. No one was held accountable. And failure to safeguard and protect our ancestors. And just like the police officers, the police chiefs, everyone can expect a KPI, your key performance index. And with that, there is a timeline. And you can expect that unless you do your work, a timeline of 6 months will end up timeline of 6 seconds, depending on the severity of the problem that arises from those who were in position to provide service but failed to provide, and those in position to serve and protect failed to serve and protect the people. So, thank you, Your Excellency Deborah. Now we will go to Royal Decree 227.